What's good? What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So we got Jake Paul and Oscar De La Hoya in the news, man. Nah, so Oscar De La Hoya wants to give Jake Paul not only a title shot, but a shot at a unified champ or a shot at becoming a unified champion. Should he get past Julio Cesar Chavez, and should Gilberto Ramirez get past his opponent or whatnot, which they are unifying the cruiserweight division or whatnot. All right, so I went ahead. I got the article. I mean, this is kind of ridiculous. I'm gonna definitely drop my opinion on it after I read the article. So you guys stay tuned and make sure you guys comment. Like, I want to really hear. I want to hear what you guys have to say. So comment like your opinion on this as well, man. Regardless whether it's good or bad, I just want to hear it. Drop your opinion. All right, so it says and this is from the app, boxing news app or whatnot. It just gives you updates on fights and stuff like that. But it says, is Jake Paul one win away from a title bout? Jake Paul's June 28th cruiserweight bout with ex-WBC middleweight champion Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. at the Anaheim Honda Center will share the DAZN pay-per-view with the unified WBA WBO king Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez defense against Yanil Dorticos. The unusual double bill has promoter Oscar De La Hoya openly floating a simple sequel, Winner's Fight, which would drop the 11-1 influencer just one victory shy of a world title opportunity. So basically, Oscar De La Hoya is saying the winner of Gilberto Ramirez and Yanel, and the winner of Chavez Jr. and Jake Paul should fight each other, right? I'm gonna speak on that though. But anyways, it says Ramirez claimed the WBO title by beating Chris Billum Smith. Now risk against the heavy-handed Dorticos. If the Mexican retains and Paul upsets Chavez Jr., the pair would leave the ring on the same night with ready-made storyline and crucially the same promotional house, Golden Boy, to ease negotiations. Paul's resume remains thin on ranked boxers. His lone loss came to Tommy Fury, yet commercial clout is hard to ignore. His November exhibition with Mike Tyson reportedly drew 108 million Netflix viewers and 18.1 million live gate, dwarfing figures many established champions produce. That sort of leverage could help the YouTuber leapfrog the WBA's top 15 requirement, just as Conor McGregor once did in boxing and as the MMA stars have in other sanctioned bodies. Chavez Jr., however, represents Paul's first opponent to own a major belt victory in his prime years, and the 39-year-old Mexican has vowed to retire if he loses. Golden Boy sees the matchup as a genuine measuring stick. If Paul handles his career, who once went 12 rounds handles a career boxer who once went 12 rounds with Canelo Alvarez, arguments that he merely beaten MMA retirees will fade. So basically, they're saying if Jake Paul was to get a victory over Chavez Jr., then people would no longer pretty much hold the fact that he only fights retired MMA fighters or retired boxers that's been retired for 20 years, or that shit will pretty much fade if he gets a victory over Chavez Jr. Now, for the title talk, it's hypothetical, but the architecture is there. Win in Anaheim and Ramirez keeps the belts. Win and Paul keeps the box office magic. So I gotta talk about this because this is crazy. I think it's the funniest thing. You have De La Hoya, right? Do you guys remember in 2017 when Floyd Mayweather was announcing his fight with Conor McGregor, right? De La Hoya wrote a whole article and sent it to ESPN, sent it to all these sport platforms, these media, like just the media, and just talking about how Floyd Mayweather was bad for the sport because of stuff like this. Floyd Mayweather's, this fight should not be sanctioned. This fight should not be watched. Floyd Mayweather is killing the sport of boxing by making a circus fight like this, right? But it is so funny how people fall in suit. Like like he's selling his soul right in front of our eyes, and it's just like, dude is he's a hypocrite, bro. And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like, I mean, De La Hoya as a fighter was that guy, no doubt about it. But as a promoter, dude is weird, bro. And I don't trust any promoters, and this is part of the reason why. Dude, you the same person, De La Hoya. You the same person that said Floyd Mayweather was killing the sport by doing this, and now you want to put your fighter in there with Jake Paul. Now, first and foremost, let me, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and give Jake Paul a shout out for actually fighting a real fighter. I don't care what nobody. I have no complaints about Jake Paul fighting Chavez Jr. I have no complaints about that at all. Why? Because Chavez Jr., not only is he a fighter, not only is he a former champion, even though that was decades ago. That was a decade ago, or let me see, over a decade ago actually. This was like 2010, 2011, when he was a middleweight champion before he lost that to Sergio Martinez. But he's also Jake Paul's size. So it's like, you know, this is to me, this is a step in the right direction with Jake Paul wanting to be taken serious in the sport of boxing. You're not fighting an old, retired, washed up MMA fighter. You're not fighting an old, retired, washed up boxer who hadn't fought in over 20 years. You're not fighting a basketball player. You're not fighting a MMA fighter that was just known for wrestling. You're actually fighting a boxer. You know what I'm saying? And I think this is a step in the right direction. Now, granted, Jake Paul has fought boxers in the past, right? He's fought a few journeymen, and I wasn't mad at that. He fought on the undercard of Amanda Serrano. I wasn't mad at those. People was trying to criticize Jake for that, but I didn't understand what the criticism was about. If he's trying to build himself to become a champion or whatnot, then he's doing exactly what he should be doing. He's fighting the guys that he should be fighting. I wasn't mad at that or whatnot, but the one quote unquote halfway boxer or halfway decent boxer that he fought in Tommy Fury, he lost against. So you know what I'm saying, with him coming back to fighting Chavez Jr., I think that's an incredible fight for Jake. And I'm granted, I don't think highly of Chavez, definitely nothing like his father, but I think this is a step in the right direction. But should this fight catapult him to becoming a champion soon? Absolutely not. Now imagine this, bro. Imagine if you're a boxer, right? And here's the crazy part about it. Do you guys not remember when the WBC, I think it was the WBC, I believe, was talking about if Jake beats Tommy Fury, then he'll be ranked in the top 10 in their organization? And like, that's how money hungry these guys are. These organizations are. If you have money behind you, that shows you the corruption in boxing right there. If you have money behind you, they'll let you skip the line. If you have a following behind you, they'll let you skip the line. Imagine being a fighter and you've worked for years, you worked your butt off to this level, and you become ranked number one in line for a title shot just to get passed up by a YouTuber because he has a following. Not because of the work that he put in the sport, but because he has a following. Like that to me is just a slap in the face, and it shows that boxing doesn't care about. But it only cares about the money. It don't care about the fighters or whatnot. And so it's sad. That's a sad situation, bro. It's a really sad situation. So I don't agree with this. I don't think that Jake Paul should be fighting for anybody's title anytime soon. I don't even. But even if for whatever reason, even if he was, he wouldn't win. I'm just because granted, Jake Paul can fight. He can fight now. Don't get it twisted. Dude can fight, but not on that level. I'm telling you that right now. Dude is not on that level. So, dude, whatever the situation may be, I hope that he, I hope he gets past Chavez. I just never thought highly of Chavez. He was just a spoon-fed, spoiled kid to me. And he looks weird as hell, bro. Like, dude looks like he just looks weird as hell. He looks like somebody that would be in a horror movie and as the villain. But anyways, you know, I just never thought highly of him. He don't take the sport serious. But let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?